It's time to unpack some receivers here on the hottest show on the streets, in my own words, with yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so that you can have all the updates, content, alerts, and analysis on your Crimson Tide. But the topic is, will Alabama have a true freshman at the wide receiver position this season to kind of mess some things up, to throw a monkey wrench, to give a little curveball to these defensive minds, defensive coordinators, defensive players? And the reason why I asked the question is, despite the Tide having, two main guys in Devontae Smith and Jalen Waitr, and both of those guys are dynamic players, and on top of that, you have, or it has, Slade Bolden, John Mechie, Terrell Shavers, and Xavier Williams. It's always been, the freshmen. It's always been freshman players that come in and just really sort of mess things up for opposing defenses in terms of, Alabama keeping those guys on the offense. And before I dive into that, defensive coordinators, in their minds right now, they're thinking, okay, Alabama lost Jerry Jeudy and Henry Ruggs III to the NFL draft. Now, of course, it brings back Jalen Waitr and Devontae Smith, but we feel like we got enough DBs. We feel like we got enough defensive firepower to contain, to control, those two guys, just due to Bama doesn't have other proven weapons at the receiver position. And in years past, going back to 2008, the idea was, as long as we control Julio Jones, as long as we can control number 8, we will live with everybody else. I mean, Alabama may have guys that could be dominant elsewhere, but as long as we can control 8, we feel like those other guys cannot burn us like Julio Jones can. And so then that went down to the 2012 year with Amari Cooper as a freshman. A lot of people felt like, as long as we can control Amari Cooper, as long as we can control number 9, everything else will fall into place. I know Alabama's got DeAndre White. I know they've got Christian Jones. I know Kevin Norwood has burned us from time to time. I know they've got Kenny Bell as well. But as long as we as a defense can control number 9, as long as we can control Amari Cooper, we'll be okay. That 2012 season, though, Amari Cooper, he messed some stuff up for those opposing defenses. Cooper, 59 catches, 1,000 yards, and 11 touchdowns, and he had coordinators pulling their hair out, and he had defensive players pulling their hair out going, my God, where is Bama getting these receivers from? We thought we had the Tide bottled up. We thought we had Alabama contained, but here comes a big-time wide receiver in the form of a freshman from Miami Northwestern High School in Florida, just ripping us alive. And then it goes down for 2015 to where opposing defenses go. As long as we contain, Calvin Ridley, everybody else, we can let everybody else get by. Our Darius Stewart, yeah, he all right. Richard Mullaney, he all right. Robert Foster, he all right. Cam Sims, he all right. O.J. Howard, with the exception of Clemson getting burned by O.J. Howard in the title game, all those guys all right. But we don't feel like they can burn us the way Calvin Ridley can. And Calvin Ridley sat there and ripped people up as a freshman. 89 catches, 1,045 receiving yards, and 7 touchdowns. And then 2017, defenses were hit with the trifecta. Here comes Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs III, and Jalen Waitr. And people are like, you know what? As long as we shut down the Calvin Ridleys, as long as we shut down the Robert Fosters, as long as we shut down the Cam Sims, as long as we shut down the older guys, these 3 freshmen can't possibly hurt us, right? Can they? Wrong. Because 2017, Jerry Jeudy, 14 catches for 264 yards. He had some big plays. Henry Ruggs III that season had 6 touchdowns to lead the team. Devontae Smith says, you know what? If you overlook me, I will catch game-winning touchdowns. He had 3 touchdowns that season. 2 of those were game winners against Mississippi State. And the big one came against Georgia in the national championship game. And then those 3 guys went on to be bigger as sophomores and juniors as defensive masterminds are going, we got to defend all of them. Like, if we double team Jeudy, Ruggs is going to explode. If we double team Ruggs, Smitty's going to explode. We can't just defend one guy. We got to take on everybody. And in 2018, Jalen Waddle hits the picture, and just when people got comfortable with going against Jeudy, Smitty, and Ruggs, here comes the lightning in a bottle in Waddle, and he just destroys everybody as a freshman. 848 receiving yards, had 7 touchdown receptions, dynamic punt returner. So we've seen this happen. It's always been the freshman to frustrate and to really mess up the mindset, the scheme, the idea, the plans of opposing defenses. So Alabama brought in 3 true freshmen for this 2020 class. Which one of these 3 will be the one, if one of these 3 can emerge, which one will frustrate the plans of these defenses? I mean, could it be a Javon Baker? Javon Baker out of the Georgia area, 6'3", a guy that loves to embarrass opposing defensive backs, a guy that loves to embarrass defensive players, a guy that loves to, box out guys, make big catches, run great routes. So you got Javon Baker. Then you've got Trayshawn Holden out of California. He's 6'3", and while he was recruited to play receiver, there was some film on him doing some things as a defensive back. However, I still feel like Coach Saban will keep him at wide receiver. But it's Trayshawn Holden, the guy that could mess some things up for opposing defenses. And then you even have, Thayou Jones-Bell out of the Florida area at 6 feet. And he carries the same body type of the same compact structure as a Amari Cooper, Calvin Ridley, Jerry Jeudy. Myself and, of course, Justin Smith, the lead scouting and recruiting analyst for Touchdown Alabama magazine, we were both at the Under Armour All-America practices in Orlando, Florida last year, watching Jones-Bell at work. And down there, it was Ed Reed, it was Reggie Wayne, and Deion Sanders, 3 NFL Hall of Famers, 3 NFL legends were down there, and we're just watching Jones-Bell catch everything thrown his way. We're watching Jones-Bell bounce off tacklers. We're watching him run just smooth routes. We're watching him catch everything thrown in his direction. So is he the guy that could frustrate defenses? So Alabama is known for having true freshmen come in, pick up the system, pick up the scheme, and just bother opposing defenses on the field. We've seen it happen with Amari Cooper. We've seen it happen with Calvin Ridley. We've seen it happen with the trio of Jeudy, Ruggs, and Smith. We've seen this happen now with Jalen Waddle. So who would be the freshman this upcoming season? Who would be the freshman to represent 2020 that could be, the guy here for the Crimson Tide? To me, I would go with Javon Baker in this sense. I would go with Javon Baker in this sense. Just to me, I feel like he would be the guy to really sort of step up and be that guy. But for you, the Crimson Tide fans, be sure to line us up here in the chat line on YouTube. Who do you feel like would be the guy that could, as a true freshman, come in here and really frustrate, really aggravate these defensive guys, these defensive players, these defensive coordinators and masterminds? But we're going to go to a final break here, short one. When we come back, we will put a pretty bow and wrap this show up. Don't touch that dial. This is In My Own Words.
Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $5.95 per month, or pay $49.95 for a full year subscription. That's a saving of almost $22. Make sure to subscribe before it's too late and get our new freshly printed end of the year magazine issue. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
We're back in here on a Wednesday, in my own words, with yours truly, Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine, with the man John Ivory, and appreciating you guys tuning into the show today, calling us up, lighting up that YouTube chat line. As always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so that you can have the best in updates, alerts, analysis, content, and commentary on your favorite football program, that being the Crimson Tide. Looking forward to seeing which true freshman wide receiver could potentially emerge, rise, be a big factor, and frustrate the defensive coordinators, defensive minds, defensive players that Alabama will face in the upcoming season. But as always, Tide Nation, you want the best in news, notes, information, and coverage on this program. You can get this by downloading the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app, and it's very simple, very easy to do. You can get this via the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store if you happen to have the Android phone. For those audio listening needs there, we got you iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Overcast.fm, Google Play, TuneIn Radio, or iHeartRadio. We got you covered right here. If the good and gracious Lord sees fit, I will return on Friday, continuing the conversation that is Bama football. We will also have our own Justin Smith live in studio talking some recruiting. But until next time, folks, husbands, love your wives. Wives, value you, appreciate those husbands. Children, be sure to legitimately now do those things to not be bored. Get those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. Protect yourself, protect the loved ones around you. Until next time, folks, I'm your man Stephen M. Smith, and this has been In My Own Words. Thank you for watching Touchdown Alabama Magazine's YouTube channel. To continue to get the best in Alabama football content, subscribe here and turn on your notifications to stay connected with the hottest shows covering your Crimson Tide.